We're going to spice things up today in this video, much like you try to spice up a failing marriage by putting silk ribbons and shit on or just having an affair with your housekeeper. Anyway, debt this week, we're doing what we call the debt tier list. MoneyCat's debt tier list. I don't need this microphone at all. I just had it as a prop because I'm nervous. You may recall from an earlier episode, MoneyCat's Pyramid of Majesty, which was this magnificent creation. The debt tier list is a bit more depressing, much like a failing marriage. No, my marriage isn't failing. I'm not even married yet. Love you though. Sorry. Hopefully I'm not divorced after this episode. If I am, get ready to get in my DMs. If I am, and you're single, either gender, follow me on Instagram, MoneyCatlovesyou. You can follow me on Twitter, but I never use it and I'm scared of it. Let's kick this off. Standard internet tier list. S tier. Let's go. S tier debt for me is your home loan. Home loan's the tits, right? Because A, buying a home, the interest rate's low, it's secured by property, so it's pretty stable. It's a pretty important part of being an adult, getting your house to live in, so you're not at the mercy of landlords kicking you out so they can move in. That, to me, that's an S tier piece of debt. It's something you have that grows wealth. Just below that, an A tier. So boy, HECS debt or student debt if you're in the United States. This is probably different for Americans because doing a fucking arts degree over there costs like $1 million. It doesn't here because we're not morons. Student debt. Help brain grow big. Pros and cons. Pros. Loan to get education. More education is always better, unless you do a degree in something ridiculous like film. Anyway, HECS debt, good, grows your brain, you learn more. Generally, the more amount of education you have, the higher your earnings are over your lifetime, unless you, do something weird. But not all of us are weird, so you got to make these steps. The downside to it is education is becoming increasingly expensive. If you get private debt, it's expensive. The Australian government indexes you at like 1.9% or something, so it's super cheap. B tier, car loans and personal overdrafts. Car loans are good because they get you a car. Cars are expensive. You need a car to get around in most places. But cars reduce or depreciate in value. So you're not really getting any financial benefit out of it, like tangibly. I suppose going to work's like an intangible benefit. And interest rates are normally pretty low, 5 to 9%. Just put them there and tick away at them. Car loans, solid B. They're all right. The other thing on B tier is a personal overdraft. A personal overdraft can be useful because in an emergency, you can put your account into negative. I personally don't really like them though because you can just have an emergency fund and avoid it. But it's a useful thing to have sitting there as kind of like an insurance policy. So it sneaks by on like a B minus. C tier. This is where stuff starts getting shit. Personal loan. A personal loan is useful for a large purchase, but generally you're not buying something that makes you money or increases value with a personal loan. You're going on a holiday, you're buying a vintage car, getting your titties done. They're all cool things that I like, but they're not really making you money. The interest rate's high because it's unsecured. It's very easy to fall into a personal loan trap where you start buying like nice stuff that you don't really need and you're saddled with all this debt. C tier. I don't really like them. These personal loans are sort of like getting catfished. You're all seduced by it. You're like, yeah, a holiday. I want to go to Ibiza. I'll go to Greece. That sounds sick. Yeah. Then you get there, you go on the date. Catfish, it's not who they said they were. Now you're stuck with all this debt. You went to Ibiza, but like you got food poisoning on the first date. The whole thing's shit. Anyway, I don't like personal loans. I'm going to talk about some big Ds. Credit cards. Now these credit cards are going on D tier, for sure. Here's why I hate credit cards. They only work well if you have extreme discipline. Because a credit card is essentially an unsecured line of credit or debt on a card. The only thing stopping you from buying something dumb at any second is your own self-control. If you have a credit card high enough, you can literally go on a Harley-Davidson dealership and put a Harley on your credit card, which is a horrific idea. Don't do it, but it's possible. The reason this is an F tier is there are some upsides to credit cards. One of the upsides to credit cards is points. So if you're smart about it, you can get points from your credit card and use it for free flights. They also have an interest-free period, which can be useful if you're smart with it too. You can buy something at the start of the month, you don't have to pay for it for 50 days. They're like an advanced kind of high-level character, kind of like a wizard on a video game where you gotta know how to play it or you just get fucking smashed. There's a challenger in here. Afterpay. Afterpay technically isn't a debt product, it's a debit product. So I haven't put it in this video, but I'm gonna do a separate video on it because it's a beast of it itself. So it exists outside the debt tier pyramid in its own space. Now, I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. If you follow, subscribe to my channel, and follow my socials, MoneyCat loves you, I am gonna do more videos. That's the whole. What more do you want?